Hey, it's Anytime Yoga time, and today we are going to get prone. We're going to do some moves that are going to strengthen our back, our arms, and our legs. Just be aware that it's best not to practice prone positions if you've just had any abdominal surgery, if you're menstruating, or if indeed you are pregnant. So, if none of those apply to you, go grab your mat and get on it. We are going to commence with our regular comfortable seated position, whether that be cross-legged or perhaps kneeling. And you can even start this session sitting in a chair if you choose. First things first, we want to get ourselves focused. So close the eyes and have an inward view. And take time to connect with your flow of breath. Your breath is going to guide you. You are going to look toward synchronizing breath and movement, for they do go hand in hand. Acknowledging your cyclic breath and allowing it to lengthen and deepen will make positive change for you almost instantaneously, and will assist you in keeping a rich blood supply and with the oxygen flowing to all the muscles as you make movement. Be aware that when you get into postures or positions that you do keep the breath flowing. If you hold the breath, you'll just be creating strain on the systems of your body, and you want to avoid this. You want to look towards sitting as tall as you possibly can, having the spine erect but not rigid. You want to relax around the face, the jawline, unclench your teeth, soften the neck and the throat, and release the shoulders down away from your ears. Your yoga practice is a full body and mind experience. Be kind to yourself, take things slowly and easily, avoid getting frustrated if you feel that you're not achieving the position to its fullest potential. This happens in time. You can use your powers of visualization to see the finished position, to see yourself doing the finished posture. And this will help, alongside diligent practice and perseverance, to indeed make these achievements. Now let's get ourselves into a prone position, ready to practice Cobra. So prone positioning is getting down on your front, laying flat along your abdomen, the front of your legs. So take yourself down onto the mat. Stretch and extend your legs behind you. You can rest up onto your elbows and forearms and hands for now, whilst you adapt into the position. You want to think about creating space. So you're going to take a breath in, you're going to raise your right foot away from the mat and take a stretch from the right hip all the way down to the right toes, bringing them down onto the floor, further and beyond the left toes. And just notice anything that's happened in the body here, just with that one stretch. And then breathe in, raise the left toes, the left foot, and as you exhale, stretch and extend from your left hip all the way down through the left leg, bringing those left toes to rest alongside the right. And now with the next breath in, think of creating space in the lower spine and uplifting through the coccygeal and the sacrum. So that's around this part of the spine, and lifting it up toward the dorsal lumbar, the thoracic. So you're beginning to have a stretch through your central axis, your spinal cord, right up to your skull. And then surrender into that positioning. So avoid keeping hold of any tension in the hips, buttocks, or legs or feet. Let them soften and let their weight press down into the mat. Then bring the trunk of the body, the upper body, to rest fully on the mat. You can bring your arms beside you, drawing the elbows in close to your torso. Just check around the head and neck that you're relaxed. You might like to give a little movement in the head, a little yes and a no transition, just freeing up any tension that you may have in that area. Now you want to place your hands nice and firmly into the mat, and you want to spread the fingers and extend the middle finger forward so that it's pointing to 12 o'clock. Keeping those elbows close into the sides of the body, checking that shoulders, elbows and wrists all run along the same plane. So it's almost as if there's two lines heading out in front of you, and you have the wrist, elbow and shoulder all running parallel. Think about the animal you're imitating, the snake, the cobra, and how it can slither along the ground. So you might want to just have that little slither forward through your torso, taking your head further forward to the front of your mat. Keep the two legs together, feet touching, toes touching, so that the two legs now become one. And then take a breath in and just raise the shoulders and upper chest, only a short way, because you should be able to quite comfortably take away the hands. No strain, keep that breath flowing, and just observing if you're pulling any tension into any parts of the body, and let that go, let it dissolve. Feel the connection of your abdomen, your belly button, compressing on the mat, and then decompressing as you breathe out. And then bring those hands back alongside the chest. Elbows in. Just avoid allowing those elbows to splay out, because that will put strain on the elbow and joints and the wrists and the shoulders. You want to keep them in nice and aligned. Now as we breathe in, we're going to press into the palms of the hands, and we're going to begin to lift front of body. Now you can take it to the point where you lock out the elbows if you choose. But if you want to have a little bit of a bend there, that's fine. And if you can't rise up any further than even at this level for now, it's all about your patient practice. Remember, you can use the visualization that one day you will get into a full cobra. But until that time, you're actually practicing at the level that's comfortable for you, getting in tune with your breath and understanding how to synchronize it with your movement, so you could breathe in to rise up, breathe out to lower. You don't want to feel any pinching in the base of the spine. If you have got any pinching in the base of the spine, it means that you're not stretching yourself forward enough. You haven't created enough space. You really need to feel this beautiful lift and that travels up through the spine to the crown of the head. It's almost pulling the crown of the head up to where wall and ceiling meet in front of you and above you. Once you are in the fullness of the position, draw the shoulders back, shoulder blades toward each other. Make length in the neck. Rise the chin a little, raise the eyes. Pull the tummy in so that it supports the spine. And as you lower, extend forward. Take the flesh from your hips and your lower back up towards mid-back, upper back, shoulders. And once you come down, you can cross the arms and rest the cheek. And breathe. And whilst you're laying in prone position, you can feel the way the chest is now compressed against the floor. So it may be that it's restricting the lungs from filling to full capacity. However, if you take your mind into your upper back and be aware how the rib cage opens when you breathe in, you can feel the lungs this way. You can allow the back to rise and the lungs to fill to full capacity, even though you are compressed in a prone position. Let's go again with Cobra. Bring the hands in close to you, close beside the chest. Fingers spread, middle finger pointing towards 12 o'clock. If you feel that you do have more flexibility in your spine, you can take the hands down further toward the waist area. But for beginners and those of you that are just developing the strength and flexibility in your spine, then keep your hands up by the chest. A nice breath in through the nostrils as you begin to press into the palms of the hands, heels of the hands, rising up through the trunk of the body. Keep the thighs connected with the mat. Keep the legs together. Toes touching. The snake has one long slithering tail behind it. Breathe. Allow the mind to quieten as you focus on the breath. Draw the energy up through the hands to the shoulders rather than allowing energy to collapse down. Pull up through your abdominals. Visualize internally the lifting of your stomach, the space being made so that a rich supply of oxygenated blood can distribute with ease and can reach all parts, nourishing you, rejuvenating, replenishing, revitalizing. Remembering breathing out as you lower, as you reach forward and stretch and come to rest. Allowing the cheek to rest on crossed hands. Acknowledge as well that you only hold the position for as long as is comfortable for you. From here, we're going to just bring ourselves onto our right hand side. We're going to do Anantasana, the eternal one. So once you're on your right hand side, bring the feet to flatten. It's almost as if the soles of your feet are connected to a wall. Have a stretch and extension through that right hand side, bringing it to rest down on the mat, and bring that right hand to rest underneath or around the back of the neck or head. You can use your left hand just as a stabilizer to begin with. Take a nice deep breath in and just lift both feet and both legs. You want to have your left hip over your right hip. Keep both feet aligned with the hips, and indeed the feet and hips aligned with the shoulders. Use the abdominals, activate and engage them so that they assist with keeping you aligned and balanced and coordinated. Unclench your teeth and then gently lower the feet down. Keeping your alignment, your balance and your coordination, take a breath in and bend the left leg in towards you. Now you really want to position that right foot to stabilise you. So you're going to capture the left foot in left hand. If you're unable to do this, then remember you can use a belt or a strap. Just put it around your left foot and catch it at whichever point works well for you. Nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, begin to straighten the left leg. No judgment here. If your leg is bent and you can't get any further than this, no frustrations. Just have diligent practice. Just breathe into the position. Recognize that it is exhalation that allows you to surrender, that will release your muscles and your tendons to stretch. Get your breathing synchronized and continuous so that your muscles receive a good oxygenated blood supply at all times. This will help encourage the body to further stretch and lengthen and increase its flexibility and suppleness. And nice and gently, with control, release the leg down. And then we'll transfer to the other side. So bring yourself to lay on your mat on the left hand side and ensure that your feet are nice and flat. So it's almost as if you have a wall at the base of the feet, and indeed if there is a wall to hand, put the soles of your feet against it and then stretch your body out and along and rest that left hand at the back of the head or under the neck, whatever feels comfortable. You can use your right arm and hand to stabilise you in the first instance. Maybe have a look down the alignment of your body and check that your right hip is directly above your left, that you've activated and engaged the abdominals. They're pulling in and back to secure the spine. And then breathe in and raise both feet. Unclench your teeth. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Make space within the neck area. Just avoid being all tensed up, clamped together. Lengthen, stretch and create space. Unclench the teeth. And then gently, under control, not collapsing out of the position, but controlling the descent of the feet back to the floor. Nice deep breath in and out. And then you're going to bend the right leg in towards you, collecting the right foot with the right hand. Now you could place the hand underneath the sole of the foot into the instep, or you could use two fingers and a thumb and bring this to connect round the big toe. You might feel better if you hold around the outside edge of the foot. It's entirely up to you. And of course, remember, you always have the choice of a belt or a strap to help. Nice deep inhalation, and then as you begin to exhale, relaxing out through the right leg in the hamstring, softening the quadriceps, the thigh muscle, releasing through the gastrocnemius, the calf muscle, down all the way to the Achilles tendon. Synchronize the breath with your movement. Your breath is your guide. It's going to let you know when the body's ready to extend further. You just want to stay soft, especially around the head, the face, the neck. And only hold it for as long as you're able to. You might want to come out of the position, readjust, take another breath in to create space, and then go again. Just to ensure that you're keeping nice alignment, stability, balance, and a quietness. And then you can slowly, with control, come out of the position. And then let's return to be prone. We're going to build strength in our back, our legs and our arms now by practicing crocodile. Let's look at practicing it at a low level first of all. So we are going to position our elbows and forearms and hands on the mat in front of us. Have your elbows placed directly under each shoulder, and then the hands, spread them out spaciously in front of you, so you've got a nice spread of the fingers there, and the middle fingers are going to point towards 12 o'clock. You're going to turn your toes under. Now this position can actually be practiced as well with a wall behind the feet. You might like to press the soles of your feet into a wall. You're going to take a nice deep inhalation, and simultaneously you're going to lift your torso, your thighs, your hips, and you're going to breathe. And you're going to press back into the heels of the feet. If you don't have a wall behind you, then feel as if you are pushing the heels back towards the wall. Breathe. And then gently, slowly, lower yourself to the mat. You can cross the arms and rest the cheek for a moment here. And then we'll practice that once more. So position your arms and get them where they're comfortable for you. As long as the elbows are directly underneath the shoulders, you could maybe have your hands wider apart. You could have them resting on top of each other. You could even make little fists, or you could link the fingers. It's all about finding what's comfortable for you, what works well for you. Tune into the flow of breath. And with your next breath in, simultaneously lift the whole of the body, the chest, the tummy, the hips, the thighs, and take the weight back toward the heels of the feet. Pull the belly button in to help strengthen the spine, to develop core stability. Unclench your teeth. Gaze ahead, and then gently lower yourself down. You can cross the arms and rest the chin for another breath. Now let's look at Chaturanga Dhanurasana, crocodile. So this time we're going to bring point of chin onto the mat. We're going to bring our hands beside our chest, pretty much like how we were in Bhujangasana, the cobra. We're going to have our elbows close into the torso on each side of our body. So we've got that nice level, parallel alignment of shoulders, elbows and wrists. Again, spread the hands, spread the fingers, middle fingers to 12 o'clock. You're going to take a breath in and out to prepare, and then when you next breathe in, you're going to simultaneously press into the hands and the feet, push back into the heels of the feet, and lift the torso, the hips, the thighs. And then release down. You can cross the arms and rest the chin. Preparing then once more. So bring those hands back in alignment with the chest. Adapt and adjust. And then breathe in and pick the body up and push back into the heels of the feet. And then slowly release. Cross your arms and rest your cheek. Allow the front of the toes to rest into the mat. And let go. Soften and surrender any tension that you may have pulled into any parts of the body, especially around the arms and the back and the legs for this one. You'll have developed strength and versatility now. Just give yourself a couple of moments to reflect upon this, to acknowledge the experience. And when you're ready, you can bring yourself to return to an upright central position. Always allow yourself some time after your practice just to relax. You might like to lay flat on your back now in pose of tranquility, giving time for the mind and body to breathe together, to acknowledge the nutritious elements of your practice, to let things settle. So make sure you give yourself some moments for observation, reflection, contemplation before moving on to have a great day or evening ahead. Remember, yoga can be practiced anytime, almost anywhere, and by everyone for the good of us all.